Hey, I'm Paris with Paris May Reads, and welcome back to my YouTube channel where I read and review books from a biblical worldview. It is Christmas in July, and I'm here to inspire you to pick up a Christmas book, even though it's not necessarily the season. I am taking you through 7 books to inspire your Christmas in July TBR. Definitely pick one of these up this week. Not all of them are specifically Christmas books. 2 of them can be read any time of year. So let's get into them. 7 Christmas books, too many. No such thing. We're going to start with my TBR. First up on my personal Christmas TBR list, so these are books that I have not read, they're on my to-be-read list, is Last Christmas in Paris, and this is by Hazel Gaynor and Heather Webb. I have not read this book. I believe it is a collection of letters. Yes. Dated. World War II historical fiction written in the form of letter writing. I have heard nothing but amazing things about this book. Very excited to read it this year. I like going into books blind, so I'm not even going to look up the synopsis to tell you. I'm not going to ruin my reading experience for you, okay? And one more book on my Christmas TBR is A Soul as Cold as Frost, and this is a YA fantasy series set in Christmas by Jennifer Krupp. I have not read this series by her. I have read a few from another series by her, and they were hilariously delightful, and I loved them. So I'm excited to give this YA. I thought it was middle grade, but I think it leans more toward YA. I'm not positively sure. And again, I go into books blind, so I can't tell you anything about this, except that I love her other books, and I'm excited to read this one as well. And next is a familiar book that I'm sure you're going to roll your eyes at and say, Paris, how are you making this a Christmas book? But I will argue that these books are classics to read in the fall and winter during Christmas time. And it's not me, it's not Hermione, it's you. That's right, Harry Potter, and I have the UK edition, so this is the Philosopher's Stone. But if you're in the States, your version is going to be called the Sorcerer's Stone. I actually heard that this was one of her biggest regrets, that she changed the name of this first book for the States version of the book to say Sorcerer's Stone instead of Philosopher's Stone. I personally cannot think of Harry Potter without thinking of Christmas, and I think the movies facilitate that thought as well, because I mean, we all know the classic sweaters that Mrs. Weasley makes with everyone's first initial on them, the Hogwarts dining hall with the gorgeous open ceiling with the snow falling down and the candles and the Christmas trees. It is just classic middle grade fantasy. So yes, if you need an excuse to reread Harry Potter, Christmas shows up in chapter 12, I'm pretty sure. Yes, chapter 12. So a little bit over halfway through this book and you'll be in Christmas. Next up is Saved by Noel by Tracy Bach, and this is a book that I rated 5 stars and I absolutely love. This is actually a perfect book to read right now because it has a year-long timeline. So while the main plot points happen in Christmas, the story is taking place over the course of the year. And this actually celebrates Christmas in July. It actually gets mentioned in this book. You should definitely read this one. And I love that she did the full calendar year for a Christmas book. I think that is very unique and something you don't find in most Christmas specific books. Since I have read this one, I'm going to do my quick takes. It is 5 out of 5 stars. Language is none. Spice is none or kisses only. Content considerations are toxic family relationships, discussion of past infertility, and loss of family members. All right, these next 3 are specifically Christmas books that I have read, and I, little tidbit, got so burned out on Christmas books because Saved by Noel and then these next 3, I read all of them last year, 6 months ago, around Christmas time. I was prioritizing Christmas romance books because 2 years ago I only read one, and I read it like right at or maybe after Christmas, and I was like, wow, I really miss the timing of these Christmas books, and so next year I'm gonna hit it hard. And I did, and I got so burned out on the romance genre in general. They're all amazing books, recommending them to you. Maybe if romance isn't your preferred genre, don't read 4 to 6 Christmas books in the month of December. That is what I would recommend. Next up is Christmas in the Castle Library by Anne Swindell. This is a debut book for her, for a fictional book, and I absolutely love this. She has a second one coming. I don't know if the second one is specifically going to be Christmas, but it's going to be like, this is book 1 in this series, so it will be book 2 in this series. Again, not sure if it's Christmas or not. So this has all of the fun, like Christmas in Europe vibes. It felt very Hallmark, like royal Hallmark love story. If you are a fan of those types of Hallmark movies, definitely check this one out. It is so cute. Once I got into the plot, I was so interested. There's like a little mystery throughout. It's set in a gorgeous library, a castle. My quick takes on this are 4 out of 5 stars. Language is none. Spice is kisses only. And content consideration are body image struggles. Again, Europe, Christmas, castles, library, say less, read this book. Next book, I loved this one. I love all her books. This is Cabin Mate by Leah Bruner. This is technically book 4 in her Under Kansas Skies series, and they're all standalone closed-door romance books. And I actually have not read any of the other ones. I've only read this one, and I read it during Christmas time. How cute is this cover? Okay, this is her like cover redesign for this book, and I'm obsessed with it. I actually got this on sale at a local indie bookstore here in the spring. So I think they were getting rid of some of their Christmas stock that they still had on the shelves. I love that they had this book in there because indie authors don't actually get a lot of airtime in indie bookstores, especially when they're not local. So I loved seeing this in there, and I loved purchasing it from them, and I loved that it was on sale. My quick takes on this are 4.5 out of 5 stars. Language is mild. Spice is kisses only, and content considerations are infidelity and toxic family relationships. And finally, my 7th book I recommend adding to a Christmas in July, or just Christmas in general, to be read list is Christmas with a Crank by Courtney Walsh. I love Courtney Walsh books. She is a classic closed-door romance author. It's like a lighthearted, fun read. I loved the tropes in this book. They're running a Christmas farm, and you know, just lots of fun, classic Hallmark type vibes in this book that I really enjoyed. This is also a second chance romance, and if you're talking about in real life tropes, my trope with Mr. Reeds, my husband, is second chance. And so I am a sucker for a good second chance book. I mean, that is like, I am the target market. And so I absolutely love this. She has some other Christmas books as well that I have not read, but I definitely need to, because I think there is another second chance one that she has maybe that's Christmas. Let's see. On the back of this book, her books mentioned are A Cross Country Christmas and Merry Xmas. I would assume that Merry Xmas is the second chance romance one. My quick takes on this are 4.5 out of 5 stars. Language is none. Spice is kisses only. And content considerations are past off-page infidelity. Let me know in the comments if you're celebrating Christmas in July. I know this is like a super niche market. I grew up going to a summer camp, and I did not go during Christmas in July, but the week that Christmas in July happened, I know that they always did Christmas in July, because as a counselor when I worked there, and again, I didn't even work that week either. I worked the first half of the summer. So the second half of the summers, counselors got the Christmas in July thing, and it was like a big deal. I didn't even take part of it, but it's become part, like ingrained in me, Christmas in July. I mean, I was working a full-time corporate job, and I wore like red and green to work on Christmas in July. Like no one else was celebrating, and I was like, all right, cool. Let me know in the comments if you will be celebrating this very niche holiday. And if you haven't already, make sure you're subscribed. You can click my face right here and go and watch this video as well. I know that you will love it. As always, until next time, I hope all of your reads are 5 stars.